I am Tommy and you're watching Nordic Fragrance. This channel is all about fragrances and top lists, and today I'm going to bring you the most exciting top list I could possibly think of. This channel is all about helping you guys watching to smell your very best at a very affordable price. And this top list today pretty much boils down the very essence of this channel into one great top list. So that is next here on Nordic Fragrance, the top 7 sexiest and most affordable fragrances for men in 2018. Hi, I'm Tommy and you're watching Nordic Fragrance. Welcome. So I think most people have one thing in common. We all want to smell great and we all want to save some money while doing it. And my mission with this channel is to help you guys find those really good smelling, still affordable fragrances. Because the problem with fragrances is that there are so many fragrances on the market. And there are so many affordable fragrances on the market. The hard thing is to find those good affordable fragrances. Because truth be told, most of those really affordable and cheapies, they aren't that great really. But there certainly are some exceptions, some really great ones on the market, and I will help you find those. So today I present to you the top 7 sexiest and affordable men's fragrances in 2018. Let me first start by saying that I made this list with my American viewers in mind. About 70% of all the viewers of this channel is from the USA. I just love you guys, you are the greatest. You subscribe, you comment, you are active, you are not afraid to speak your mind, tell me when I'm wrong, tell me when I'm right. I just love the passion that you bring to this channel. But the American fragrance market is a little different from the European one. Most of the really big designer houses comes from Europe, like Spain, France, Italy. So usually their fragrances are a little bit more expensive on the US market because they have to get imported. So I wanted to give something back to all my great American viewers, and I made this list with the American market in mind. So the criteria for fragrances to make this list is that none of them could cost more than $40 for a 3.4 ounce bottle. And all the fragrances on this list is available in the US. So with that out of the way, let's get started with the list. I want to start off by giving a quick mention to 3 really great fragrances that for various reasons didn't make this list. First up is RASASI HAWAS. This is a really great fragrance, and just a year ago it was considered one of the best cheapies available. Since then, however, the most popular YouTube fragrance reviewer have hyped this fragrance a lot, and it has gone up in price. Here in Europe it has almost doubled in price in just 1 year. But this is how it works with fragrances. It's all about supply and demand. People finally open up their eyes to this great fragrance and the prices have skyrocketed. So this one, RASASI HAWAS, don't make the list because it simply isn't a cheapie anymore, unfortunately. The next great fragrance is a fragrance that would have made the list if this wasn't for the American market specifically. This is DUNHILL Icon. A really good fragrance, and this is a cheapie here in the European market. It's still not that expensive on the American market, but the 3.4 fluid ounces of this great fragrance goes for just a little bit more than $40 on the American market, so it just didn't make the cut. It's still a great fragrance, and if you can find it on sale somewhere for under $40, this is a great purchase, guys. And finally we have a real favorite of mine. This is Richard James Savile Row. Unfortunately I've heard that this one has been discontinued now, so it's pretty hard to find these days. If you can find it, it's still pretty affordable actually. I think it's somewhere around the $40 for a 3.4 fluid ounces bottle of this one. I only managed to find this fragrance on one online fragrance site, and that was Fragrance Click. And that is available both in Europe and the USA. This goes for a little bit above $40 for a 3.4 ounce bottle as well. But my strong suggestion to you guys is that this is a really great fragrance, and go ahead and get a bottle of it now before it gets too hard to find. So unfortunately, Richard James Savile Row don't get on the list because it's not so easy to get your hands on it today, unfortunately.
7.
On 7th place we have a 3-way tie, and which is the best fragrance of these 3 is just down to personal preference for you guys. When you think of a sexy fragrance, you usually think of a sweet and seductive kind of fragrance, but you can still smell sexy while wearing a fresh fragrance. And this 3-way tie is all fresh fragrances that still smells really sexy. First up we have ELLIS 360 Red. This is a fragrance that smells very much like Acqua di Gio that was popular back in the 90s. This is a great compliment getter. Doesn't have the greatest of performances though, but it's still a great fragrance. You get a lot of compliments with this one. It's fresh, it's masculine, it's just overall a great, affordable, budget-friendly fragrance. The next one is a classic, DAVIDOFF Cool Water. I don't think I have to say so much about this fragrance, most of you have probably already smelled it sometime. This is a great masculine freshie from the late 80s, early 90s, but it still smells great. It doesn't smell dated at all, just an excellent fragrance. The only issue I have with this one is that it has been reformulated to death almost. You usually don't get more than 2 to 3 hours out of this 2018 reformulation, sadly. But it still smells great, and as long as you don't mind reapplying now and then, this is just a great, fresh, sexy fragrance. The last one of those 3 fragrances in this 3-way tie is my personal favorite out of those 3. This is SAVILE. This is a fresh fragrance with a slight metallic note to it that really gives it a kind of a masculine vibe. This is one of the first fragrances in my collection, but it's still going strong and I still love it so much. Every time I wear this fragrance, my girlfriend compliments me on it. It's a great compliment getter, it's a great affordable freshie, and it's a really sexy one. So the last one on the 7th place tie is SAVILE.
6.
On 6th place we have the beautiful FIBLACK by Salvatore Ferragamo. In the fragrance community, this is a well-known fragrance. It's considered one of the best cheapies on the market, and I have to agree. When I first smelled this fragrance, it was really love at first smell. Unfortunately, this one doesn't perform too well on my skin, but I get about 3 to 4 hours out of it anyway. I don't know if it has been reformulated, because it's said to be almost a beast mode fragrance back in the days, but somehow it doesn't work on my skin. I usually spray this one on clothes and it still smells really great though. But I personally think that this is still a great fragrance. A kind of La Nuit de l'Homme with a little more pepper to it. And it is still very affordable. So on 6th place, FIBLACK by Salvatore Ferragamo.
5.
On 5th place we have a really great oriental spicy from Boucheron. It's called Jaipur pour Homme, and this is the EDT version of it. This is kind of an under the radar fragrance. It smells just absolutely lovely. It's a cinnamon based fragrance with a lot of sweetness and a little bit of vanilla also. It really smells exotic and nice and warm and comforting and really sexy. I think this fragrance is especially well suited for a little bit more of a mature man, maybe in his 30s or 40s. A man that has seen his fair share of setbacks in life and fought through them and came out stronger on the other side. A man with a little bit of a rugged sexiness to him. This is also a little bit under the radar, not too many people wear this fragrance, so you certainly won't smell like everybody else when wearing this one. But it's a great, affordable and very sexy, manly fragrance. On 5th place, Jaipur pour Homme from Boucheron.
4.
On 4th place we have FENDI pour Homme. This is a great fragrance from the master perfumer François Debachy. That man is the nose behind many of the great Dior fragrances today, like the Dior Eau Sauvage reformulations and pretty much the entire Dior Homme series as well. So that man surely knows how to make great fragrances. But this one has gone a little bit under the radar considering it's one of his great creations. FENDI pour Homme is a woody, leathery fragrance for man. With a little bit of cardamom, and I also pick up somewhat of a slight booziness to it. Just a great warm fragrance for nighttime occasions, I would say. This is really affordable and really sexy in a manly man's kind of way. When you put this fragrance on, there is no doubt that you smell like a real man. I'm sure this will garner you a lot of compliments when wearing this one, and I am amazed that this fragrance is so affordable actually. So don't sit out on this great fragrance. On 4th place, FENDI pour Homme.
3.
On 3rd place we have one of the most underestimated fragrances I could possibly think of. This is Cristiano Ronaldo Legacy. This is such a great fragrance, but I think many people hesitate to really give this one a chance because it is a celebrity fragrance. And I know you can't say this about many celebrity fragrances, but this one is actually a really, really good one. So don't miss out on this one simply because it's a celebrity fragrance. That's a big mistake. This fragrance is a little bit more on the fresher side than most of the others on this list. And this is a fragrance that I would consider to be kind of an alpha male fragrance. This is for a man that don't need fragrances to be loud and project all over the room for women to notice him and come and talk to him. He knows that they will come, and he knows that when they come close to him, he will smell absolutely amazing to them. My girlfriend absolutely adores this fragrance, and it's one of my personal favorites as well. It is a real cheapie. You can get it for under $40 in the US and even less in the European market. This is just one heck of a sexy fragrance. Don't miss Cristiano Ronaldo Legacy. It's on 3rd place on this list.
2,
On 2nd place, we have a very well-known fragrance in the fragrance community. This is BOGART Pour Homme. It is well known, but you have to give credit where credit is due. This is a great man's fragrance. This is a great performing, really affordable tobacco fragrance with a sweet cherry pie vibe to it as well. To me, this pretty much smells like manliness in a bottle. Personally, I do enjoy this fragrance a lot. My girlfriend just absolutely loved this fragrance on me. BOGART Pour Homme is a fragrance that got all the best qualities that you really want in a sexy fragrance for man. It lasts a really long time, projects really well, it's really affordable, and it smells so darn sexy and good. If you still haven't got your nose on BOGART Pour Homme, you have really missed out on something. It smells so manly, and women just seem to love this kind of really masculine smell on a man. So guys, don't sleep on this one. BOGART Pour Homme is on 2nd place on this list, and it's a darn good fragrance, to be quite honest with you.
1.
And the winner of the 2018 sexiest and most affordable fragrances for man is ARMAF Hunter Intense. Now this is a fragrance that I haven't owned for more than a couple of months, but this fragrance really stole my heart right from the get-go. This is just an amazing combination of Paco Rabanne's Invictus and Versace's Dylan Blue. It got the freshness and the sexiness of Invictus, but it also got that added incense papyrus kind of mysterious vibe that Dylan Blue have. So it's really the best of two worlds combined into one great, sexy, affordable fragrance here. So if you're watching this list because you're on the lookout for a fragrance that is really masculine, really sexy, and will garner you a lot of compliments, and is still very affordable, then this fragrance, it got it all. This is one of the few fragrances in my collection that I have a 100% compliment ratio with. Every time I wear this, someone tells me I smell really good. And let me tell you, that is very unusual here in Sweden, where people are very reserved and don't often compliment other people on fragrances they wear. So this fragrance, ARMAF Hunter Intense, must really do something very right. So it was really no doubt about which fragrance would come in at 1st place on this list. The sexiest affordable man's fragrance for 2018, ARMAF Hunter Intense. So this was my 2018 best and sexiest affordable men's colognes. I hope you enjoyed this list. I hope you found some fragrances that really sparked your interest and that you want to get your nose on. And I really hope that this list also helped you guys realize that you don't have to spend ridiculous amounts of money to smell really good. There are some really good affordable fragrances on the market that are incredibly sexy and that will garner you a lot of compliments. Those were just some of my personal favorites in this list. And guys, feel free to leave a comment on this video down below. Tell me if this was a great list, if I forgot some great fragrances that you personally like. And please like and share this video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to support me and don't miss any future reviews or top lists. And until we meet again, go frag yourselves.